Welcome back, Wellness Warriors. Coach Ma'at here. So today we will be tackling those advanced killer moves that are really going to take your ride to the next level. So whether you're starting out or you're looking to take your ride to the next level, stay tuned. Now, before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Don't forget to like, hit that bell so you can be notified when we have more content on the channel. So as we tackle these advanced moves, remember, proper form. I'm gonna always remind you of proper form, even if you are advanced. So each move today is designed to take your ride to the next level. So if you haven't already watched the basic video that will show you all the basic moves that we do in indoor cycling, then I suggest that you go ahead and refer to that video first. So here is one of our first advanced moves, and one of my favorites, and that is just basic sprints. Sprints are a great way to work on your speed, on your endurance, and it definitely works your legs. It also works your core as well. So when we do sprints, we do them in usually a few seconds at a time. You want to remember your form when you're doing a sprint, because your form is very important when you're doing sprints so that you do not injure yourself. Most sprints are above 100 RPM. Sometimes I will get into that 125, 130 RPM range. But again, remember that when you're doing a sprint, there are two ways you can do sprints. Most of the time, we're going to do sprints in the saddle. When you're in the saddle and you're doing a sprint, it's usually in that first position. Then when we come up, we'll do a sprint that's usually out to third position. So let's start with our first sprint, which is in the saddle. So first, you want to get into a good pace, more into maybe that 70 to 80. You don't want to just go from walking straight into a sprint. So let's start our sprint in 4, 3, 2, 1. Right here. Remember, it's rhythmic cycling, so you will go to the beat of the music. 4, 3, 2, 1. Next, we're gonna go to our sprint that's out of the saddle. Now, when we come out of the saddle on the sprint, we're usually starting from a seated sprint. You never wanna go straight from a slow move all the way to a sprint. You wanna make sure that you build it up so that you don't injure yourself. So we're gonna start with a seated sprint. We're gonna come out of the saddle only for a few seconds. Typically, we don't wanna do a standing sprint or a running sprint more than 8 to 16 seconds. So we're gonna do an 8 count. So we're gonna start with that seated sprint. We're gonna come up for an 8 count, and then we're gonna get back in the saddle. All right, so let's first start speeding up our legs. And now we're gonna get into that sprint right here. Right. All right, get ready. We're coming out of the saddle in 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Here is our next advanced move, which is simply just running out of the saddle. Now, run is faster than a jog, but slower than a sprint. Typically, we want our runs to be in between 70 to 90 RPMs. Usually in my classes, I consider this to be a moderate to advanced workout because I typically challenge my riders to try to keep this run as long as they can, sometimes during a whole song. This is really going to test your endurance. It's great for your core, and it's just a great thing to add to your cycling routine. So, very simple. Let's start with a run. So first, let's just walk it out. The basis will always be coming back to that walking. So, right. Now, we're gonna get into our run, which, like I said, is faster than a jog. In 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go, run. Now, when we're running, third hand position, engage that core. In 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so let's talk about our next move, which are jumps. Jumps are something that most people either love or they hate. But we are going to learn to love jumps because they are a great addition to our ride. Jumps help with endurance, they help with speed, they help with balance, control. Great part to a workout. So just like with our tap backs that we discussed in the previous video, we do jumps in 2 different ways. We either go 2 up, 2 down, or we do single jumps. Now, if you are a beginner, I always suggest either doing the 2 up, 2 down, or you can stay in the saddle and do a push-up, just like I discussed in the last video. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with our jumps, 2 up, 2 down, and then we'll get into our single jumps. So usually when we're doing jumps, it is from a fast pace. So I'm gonna take it about 100 RPMs right here. So let's speed it up here, and we're gonna get our 2 jumps in. All right, so right. In 4, 3, 2, 2 up, 2 down. Let's go. Up, 2, down, 2. 1, 2, down, 2, up, 2, down, 2, up, 2, down, 2, up, 2, down, 2. Now let's get into our single jumps. Single jumps are definitely an advanced move. So I want you to take your time as you are attempting to try out this very advanced move. So let's jump right into it. So again, we're gonna start from a faster pace. Remember, when we're doing jumps, you still wanna remember your form. Relaxed grip, flat feet, keep that core engaged. So let's do it here. We're gonna get up to that 100 RPM. All right, remember, keep that rhythm, keep that beat. Right here. Right, left. All right, let's get into those single jumps. In 4, 3, 2, let's go right here. Up. 4, 3, 2, 1. So last but not least, we are going to go into one of my top favorite advanced moves, and that is climbing. Climbing is such a great addition to your ride because it works so much. Not only does it work you physically, but it takes mental endurance. So when we are climbing, That's exactly what we're doing. It's like we're climbing a hill. So that means you're going to add that resistance. So usually when I'm in class and I ask people to climb, I say, when I tell you to turn it to the right, turn it to the right. So we are going to do a climb together. Now there are 2 variations of climbs, and there's so many things we can do when we climb. But for this video, we're just going to talk about our standing, walking climb. And then, of course, you can also do a seated climb, just like you would do a walking or standing climb. So let's do it. So first, we're going to start on that right foot. Right. So as we are getting into our mindset that we are about to start a climb, we're going to add some tension. Turn it to the right. So usually you want to do a quarter turn, half a turn, and if you really have great endurance, you can do a full turn. Now, we don't just stop here. We're going to add a jog when we climb. Now, sometimes we can do it just like this. We can walk, but let's add a little jog to it. Not too fast though, because we want to make sure we can get to the top of that hill. All right, and 4, 3, 2, jog it out. Let's go. Right. Now here I'm about 60, 70 RPM. Now as we are climbing, keeping that beat, keeping that rhythm, core engaged, hip backs, hand position 3, butt over that saddle, we're gonna add more tension. And every few seconds, we're gonna add more until you get to the top of your hill. 4, 3, 2, let's add some more. And so we just keep doing this until we get to the top of our hill. Usually, we are gonna keep this tempo the whole time. Like I said, it takes a lot of endurance, physically and mentally. Let's keep it going. And more. And more. Woo! And more. Let's go. Now, when you are climbing, you should feel that core engaged. The higher you get, the more you're gonna feel it. All right, we're gonna stop here in 4, 3, 2, 1. So remember, there are so many variations when you're on the bike. Even though we have discussed some of the moves that you most likely will see in your indoor cycling class, there are so many things that you can do. For example, you can jog and dip, right? There are so many different moves that we add to the bike. So if you want to know what my favorite moves are in my class, comment below, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss my favorite moves. There you have it. Those are some of your advanced moves that will help you have an amazing experience on the bike. Remember, even if you are an advanced rider, we are always going to focus on our form. Speed comes, but form is the most important part for safety and for learning how to ride like a pro. So if you have not looked at that basic indoor cycling video, I suggest you look at that so that you can get your fundamentals. Don't forget to like, comment below, tell me your favorite advanced indoor cycling move, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell so you don't miss any of the content on the channel. Again, I am Coach Ma'at, also known as the Cycle Priestess. Love you in real life. Peace.